What up, ladies and gents? It is Wednesday, beautiful day here in San Diego, and we're gonna get this party started just like we always do, because we stays consistent. That's what we do.
Shut up and sit down.
The Business Bros Podcast was created for you. Learn from the business professionals who come to share their stories. Find out what's working in business and social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of successful entrepreneurs out there doing the real work. And now, welcome to another episode of
Business Bros. Yeah, ladies and gents, it is Wednesday. No heat to drop today.
No heat to drop today. Yeah, no, I mean, I could do an intro on you. Joining us today from San Diego, California, the business bro himself, Hernan Cias.
You got to do the voice like that when you do the intro.
I mean, I'm reading a lot though. Like, there's a whole thing. It's really hard to like. Yeah,
Bruce Buffer style it all the way through.
Yeah. Like, it feels like a really short, like, you know, if all I had was their name and, you know, like some nicknames, you know, then maybe, but like I do a whole thing.
Makes a difference, dude. Because I don't know. Okay, so today's topic is about consistency. One of those things is like when we find something that works, we stick at it. So let's just keep going with
fire intro, right?
Let's talk about the origin of the fire intro, dude. Like, you know, we've done a lot of different things on the show, but the fire intro gets some really good like feedback. Why do you think that is?
Because who doesn't want to hear their name announced and all of their accolades and all of the great things that they've done, you know, like just spoken out loud even, you know? I mean,
I feel like we were influenced by like wrestling, dude.
Definitely. I mean,
come on, the glass breaking, like you just know if you smell what the rock.
Yep.
Like
for sure.
That had a lot to do with the way we do the show today, I think.
You know, I randomly like pulled up an old episode of ours. I don't know, it was like 400 and something. That's an old one.
Yeah.
It was 400 and something. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember who it was. I just remember listening to the intro on that one, and it was very much like, okay, so today we've got blah, 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 and this is who he is. All right, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It didn't have no like flair, no fire.
It didn't have the flair, but like it was kind of the beginnings of it anyway. Because one of the things that we found is that introducing the guest is like a vital, important part of our show, right? We're doing an interview-based show, so we want to talk about who we're talking to that day. So it started with me just kind of, you know, doing a little bit of research and this is who it is. But then we started getting into we started talking about the movie voice, right? I like the movie voice. I think, you know,
it's fun, dude.
Yeah, just think of any movie.
Think of any movie.
Just think of any movie and the previews, you know? It's all about the
He was alone in a yard, all by himself.
Yep.
No one was around, so he cracked open a beer. The movie voice. You can be doing any mundane task, but you do it in the movie voice, and all of a sudden it sounds epic.
So that's basically what it was. You know, we started with that, and I read off like a couple of things like that, and it kept going after that. That was it. And now I joke it's my one skill.
Yeah, but look, since we're talking about consistency, like let's dig into like what that actually entails. Like it's not just something that you just do at the beginning of the show. Like there's some work that goes into it.
Yeah, I'm lucky in the sense that I have a skill for writing. You know, I am pretty good at it. Not gonna lie, I can be proud of that, right? So about 30 minutes before the show starts, I do a quick Google search and I find as much information about our guest as I possibly can. And most of the time I'm copying and pasting the stuff that's already on their website or on their LinkedIn or whatever, and rewording it. You know, they'll have like this big long blurb, right, in their LinkedIn account or whatever, and I'll take like the first part of the sentence and copy and paste it, and then I'll take the last part of the third sentence and I'll put it in there. And I always take notes. Okay, they're a host of a podcast, they're an author of a book, they're, where are they from, what's the name of their company, these things, because those are all important things that need to go in there. And then other than that, it's, what can I say about this person that they've already said about themselves? What gets really interesting is when there's not much to find. They have like one website where I can find some information, and their blurb is like half a paragraph, or 3 sentences. And I'm like, shit.
What am I going to say about this person?
What am I going to say? Then it's like, I'll try to find them on Facebook, on any social media that I can, and like just look at their lives. And okay, who is this person? Mother, daughter, father, whatever. They like to skate, they like to ski, they like, like, who is this person, and what details can I throw in here that's going to make this person interesting?
Dude, and I should have done this, the fire intro. I should have had that in the lower third while you're talking, because that's what we're talking about here, right?
Come on, man.
Come on. Epic Mr. Producer back here messing it all up.
Well, no, I mean, we're both producers on each other's show, so when we're both on the show, it's like, oh, whose responsibility is it? We didn't talk about that beforehand.
we got to clear that up.
Yeah. Dude, failed communication moment.
Yeah, but the fire intro has turned into something super cool, because it's a clip that we can send out to that particular guest. We can create it into an audiogram, and it's awesome, because what is it that you get, the most common thing that you get after we do the fire intro or at the end of the show that guests kind of say and they love, that which is the reason why we keep doing this consistently, right? So what do you think? What's your favorite feedback comment that you get?
When people, okay, my favorite one is, I want to have that playing every time I walk into a room. That's right? my favorite, because people will say that, they're like, oh my God, like, you just said all of that. Like, I just want to be able to play that every time I walk into a room, just have that ready to go somewhere. And the other one that I really like is when they're like, wow, like that's amazing. Like, how did you do that? I'm like, dude, I didn't do anything. You have that all over your website. I just copied and pasted it. It's all the information you already have out there. I just put it in one place.
But dude, it makes it's a big thing on our show. Like, I look at it in a couple ways. For those of you who are out there thinking about developing your own podcast, the way you lay out your show, like what happens in your show, is important. Think about the questions you're going to ask. But the way we have it, where we start the show, we say a little something, and then we hit the video intro, then we have their fire intro. For people who are listening for the first time or have never really listened to an entire episode, that first couple minutes tells them everything they need to know. Like, this is what I'm going to learn today. This is who I'm going to listen to. This is, exactly what's going on the show. And for me, it's like that little snippet is that gem at the beginning. People talk about the first, couple seconds in a TikTok or the first couple seconds in an Instagram story. For a podcast, this first couple minutes, that's the money. That's what's going to keep somebody either listening or saying, nah, this episode is not for me. And that's cool if they say this episode is not for me, because they know exactly what it's about. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that it does for us particularly is it sets the stage, right? When when we talk to our guests before the show, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. I'm like kind of quiet, reserved. And then they always say this: when that mic comes on, when the light goes on, when that red, live button is up, then it's all of a sudden, and here's our guest, and this is what he does, and he's a badass, and he does this, and he's sold that many, and he's done 200 million of this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the show, like this whole energetic, like, change, right? And then, when we come back from the applause, whichever one, or the party music, right? They're like, whoa, like, you guys got energy. Like, you guys, okay, I see what I'm in for. And it just changes the whole dynamic.
Dude, that's the consistency factor, right? Like, that consistency factor makes the difference. Like, to me, it didn't happen overnight. Like, we would have never developed the fire intro. It would have never been part of the show if we didn't progressively, like, do things along the way. Think back to, like, the first, couple hundred episodes, and we would have that scripted intro, right? Remember when we were talking about
God.
I mean, it wasn't that
Yeah.
great, right? But it was,
I mean, I
don't
wrote
even
that one
remember what it
too.
says. Yeah. But it was very
the
much
number
like
one rule in business is to be of service to others. The Albert Einstein's
the quote, right?
quote. Yeah.
And it was cool because it was an intro, but it wasn't necessarily like the best. And we've been progressively getting better. Dude, tell me a little bit about what your schedule looks like now that you have 2 shows. Like now we're doing 2 shows. So you don't do 1 fire intro, you do 2 fire intros. You plan for podcasts, you plan for guests. What's it like to keep it on a schedule so that you make sure you show up?
Well, first of all, I'm not as crazy as you. I only do my show 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's it. Right. I like my 4-day weekends. I'm still here for you on Thursdays and Fridays, though.
Wait.
But-
Don't lie, dude. I've seen your calendar. There's sometimes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then there's like 2 on one day or 3 on one day.
Okay. That did happen the past 2 weeks. And basically what was going on with that is when I went to market, right? When I reached out to all of the people that I reached out to, I wasn't quite sure what the response was going to be. And so some people were like, well, 2:30 is like exactly, it's like right during the middle of my work day. I can't really do it. Can you do a different time? Blah, blah, blah. And so like I moved and shifted some things around to make room for that. But now I'm booked out till September. Like, sorry, like if you can't make a 2:30 time slot work sometime between now and September, like
Sorry.
it's fine. I'm good. I got a ton of guests lined up.
Nothing to offend. Yeah, we're not trying to offend you or anything. It's just that, like it is what it is. The consistency has paid off. Dude, another thing that and this is all consistency thing. So I'm just going to bring up anything that we've done consistently that seems to be working. So the other one is hold up your jug of water. Right. So I want you to tell me why that jug and what's it doing for you in your life?
The jug, just because water's a good habit, right? I noticed, and I'm sure we all do this. I'm sure that many of us can resonate with this, that we're drinking coffee throughout the day, or we're drinking sodas, or we're drinking anything but water. And I don't know what it was. Like I've been having this sciatica pain for about a year, like just stupid pinched nerve, right? That's just annoying as all hell. And I was 36 when I first noticed it, and I'm mad, right? Because it's not going away, and I refuse to get old. Like I'm going to die when I'm 102, and I'm going to be like walking places and doing stuff until I'm 98 and I have my stroke, right? Like that's
right. Tangent.
Tangent.
Are you getting white hairs? Are you getting white hairs?
I'll have a couple, but I'm gonna have mostly black because Grandpa Nan, man. Like,
yeah, he did. He did.
He had almost all black hair. Anyway, so I got the sciatica pain, and I don't know. Like, it just hit me. I'm like, maybe if I drink more water, it'll get better. And sure enough, I have been consistently drinking a gallon of water a day for, I think this is like the third or fourth week. And already I'm feeling so much better. It was to a point, bro, where when I would go pee, like that standing up long enough to pee would hurt. It would be painful. Like I couldn't stand for more than 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I would have to sit down or find something to lean on or stand on one leg.
And,
right?
and
Like
you're running full, dude. It's not like you're not active. I mean, every morning when I haven't been on, speaking of consistency, right? I haven't been on the 5 a.m. calls this week. I took this week off. So it was like the end of last week and this week I'm not getting up at 5 a.m., spending late nights watching movies with the kids and doing that sort of stuff.
Spring break, man.
But when I am on the call every morning, like you're on there stretching. It's not like you're standing in one spot. It's not like you're just, doing nothing. You're an active individual.
I stretch, I run, and I didn't have pain when I would run. I wouldn't have pain as long as I was walking. It was just standing still, which is ironic because I have a standing desk. So like standing at my desk was when I started to notice the pain. But now, like I said, it's not completely gone. It's not like it magically healed, all the way. But I went to hang out with mom and dad the other day. We met in the Walmart parking lot and we stood there talking for 20 or 30 minutes and I didn't have any pain.
See?
So
I want to hover on this, another thing. And ladies and gents, look, the theme of this show today is all consistency. Like we're talking about different things that we've done in our life, in our podcast or whatever, that we have created habits around. Like these are the things that we do on a regular basis. Why? Because we want to improve something in your life. I was listening to Tony Robbins the other day and he was talking about, he's like, if I'm in a room with, 2,000 people and I ask, how many of you guys work out and and people raise their hand, you can look at the people who have their hands raised and you can see that these people are in shape. You can see that they're raising their hand because yes, they work out and their body is a result of the actions that they've taken. Like this, wherever you are, right? This moment in time, if you're looking at your bank account, you're looking at your weight, or you're looking at your whatever it is that you're trying to change, it's a result of the consistency that you have in your life, good, bad, or indifferent. Like that's where you are because of the things that you're doing. You want to change, you have to find ways to change. So we want to make at least share what little things we do. They're not major things. They're small things that we do. And they've made drastic changes in our life. James, you just finished reading not too long ago, The Compound Effect, right? I mean, it was, you had your ups and downs about it, but at the very least, what's the compound effect really saying?
Every little habit builds on itself. Every little thing that you do, every small choice, and this is kind of the same thing with Atomic Habits as well. The compound effect had a little bit more of a violent tone. I don't know if that's the right word. But it
like
felt like
yelling at you, huh?
Yeah. Because I mean, he literally talked about my dad was a coach at such and such football school, and he woke up at 6 a.m. and there was like no excuses, and you don't leave the game unless you're showing bone, and like then there's a story about somebody actually showing bone from their shoulder, like don't stop, and like. I'm cool with that, but I also guilt myself a lot when I give myself a break. Like you're taking a break this week and not showing up to the 5 a.m. club.
And it's killing me, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you right now. And this is the truth, right? People listening, and this is where it gets harmful. And I think this is where discipline has such a bad name, and consistency has such a negative connotation for people, and dieting and exercise, all these things, because this is the problem right here, right? When you're talking about the tone that you feel in that book, or you hear other people who have already achieved a body that they want or a financial level that they want, and they look back at you and they're like, well, you're not working hard enough. Well, you're not giving it your all. Well, you're not, sacrificing enough. And people struggle with that, right? Because I know I haven't been waking up early and it bothers me. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't believe in balance either. You're doing one thing and you're going to be successful at that one thing because you're doing it, or you're doing the other thing and something's got to give. Like there's something that's not getting that attention. So right now is spring break time. So I'm spending that time with the wife and kids. I'm spending that time in the evening with them. I'm not waking up early because I'm staying up late. So I'm sacrificing one for the other, but it bothers me, right? And that's okay. Like understand that that's okay. If it bothers you, I don't know. For me, that's you're right. I beat myself up. And what about you? Like, how do you get over that beat yourself up part?
I don't. That's why those types of books. That's why I appreciate the message, and I just need to like skim past that, because I will literally like start spiraling and like really just get down on myself for all the things that I'm not doing, and like it'll take its toll on me for sometimes days or weeks at a time. So like I do believe in balance, and we'll always have these conversations about mindset versus action, and emotion versus logic, and all these things. Like I have to find the balance. I have to find a way to just be okay with taking a break, and that's that's work. Like being okay with not working 24/7 is work. You know, being okay with shutting off my computer at 6 or 7 or whatever, you know, being okay with, you know, calling it a day and going for a walk with Katie, you know, like it's all of these things, you know, I carry that guilt, but like I have to find a way to just get that off and enjoy the moment.
Mm. Well, I think this is where that consistency and that discipline comes into play because, you know, doing the things that we want to do and enjoy doing, those are a discipline too, right? Doing the things that we don't want to do, right? Having that cutoff time at a certain time and unplugging at that point, or going for that walk, or getting up in that at that morning, all those things are disciplines. I love a line by Joe Rogan. He's like he talks about discipline as being a love language, like, or I think it was Joe Rogan, might have been Will Smith, but they talk about how, you know, when you say no, I'm not going to eat that chocolate chip cookie with ice cream and chocolate, right? You're not disciplining yourself in a negative way. You just love your body and you love your situation so much that you're willing to give up those things that might harm yourself. Like for me, the discipline is the perspective that you have on the things that you do. Like, why do I get up and run in the morning? Because that's my standard. I want to feel good. When I'm done with my run, I feel like I can take on the day. Like I've just had a flush of, you know, blood going through my brain, ideas going through. I have, you know, concepts and full of endorphins. I'm ready to take on whatever happens. And, you know, the reason why I get up at 4:30 in the morning is because I get those couple hours to do the one thing, the productive things that I need to get done in the morning, so that I don't have to worry about the rest of the day, you know. And you know, if there's times at the end where I gotta check out, you know, when I gotta take Mila to practice, for example, like after this show, I gotta take her to practice. But that's okay, because in my day, it's consistent. I know when it's going to happen. It's a standard that I set for myself. And then I enjoy those moments that come up. But you know, I mean, we'll always debate the balance part. But to me, that is not balance. That's just focus. And I think and my struggle is that I lack, or well, I can't say I lack it, but in my mind, in my own, you know, messed up mind or whatever it is, I lack those things, right? I lack the focus. Damn, I didn't work 4 hours straight. I took a break in the middle of the day. What that's not bad, right? But in my mind, it's all jacked up. It's like, dude, imagine all the things you could have got done in that time. Right?
Yeah, dude. That's it. That's always the thing. That's always the question is, imagine everything you could have got done. And for me, it's always this more self-abusive thought of, am I doing enough? Am I good enough? You know, like those are the questions. That's the way that my brain approaches it, which is, you know, probably not the best way, but like, am I doing enough? And it's always so easy to answer, no, I could be doing more. I could be working right now. I could be, you know, whatever. But instead I'm choosing to watch Star Wars Rebels because I love Star Wars cartoons, right? Like I'm taking that time because I choose to, because I want to, because I don't want to work, you know, 24/7. But by the same token, you know, there's that other side of me that's like, you could be doing more. You could be doing better. You know, always pushing, always pushing, always pushing.
So let's talk about how we win that battle, right? How do we make it so that we A, stay productive, right? And B, still enjoy some of that time, right? Because I know for me personally, I still struggle with this. We had the empath on the show the other day, right? And she asked one simple question: what do you love to do? Right. And that is, you know, in my
I
journal.
Jumped in here, I'm like this,
right? Well, yes, podcasting, right? That's definitely something I love to do. But in my journal, like, how do I can't figure out more than a few things, right? And there's nothing wrong with when you decide that these are the few things that you love to do. And I think the struggle as an entrepreneur that comes into play there is, how do I turn those things that I love to do into an income so I can continue doing the things that I love to do, right? And that, but I digress a little bit. Okay, so
no. Actually, no. This is actually really good. So, I am working on my vivid vision again.
Always.
It's all blank right now. Right? These are just the questions. And one of the reasons why I'm working on it again is because so much has changed since the last time that I did it, that I just feel like I need to start over and
from scratch.
And maybe I'll still be on the same path, or maybe some things will change. But on the second page of this, fun and recreation, space, beliefs, vision, habits, community, and success team. Like, these are the things, and it's the same for all, right? Relationships, health, business and finance, and balance, right? The space, like, when you think of fun and recreation, like, what is your space look like? What does your fun and recreational space look like? Everything around you.
You know, that's it's funny because and for me the struggle is I always go back to something, right? And I'm trying to focus my attention almost always into the future, that I question my past. When you ask that question, the first thing that pops into my head is like the woods, like backpacking through Yosemite. You know what I mean? Like that's what pops into my head.
Nice.
But in my mind, like as soon as that image pops into my head, my mind automatically says, dude, you have no internet out there. Like, how are you going to get stuff done when you know what I mean? Like, that's the first thing that pops into my head. That's how my mind works, dude. Don't get me wrong. I would love, I'm good with going on a hike and going camping and stuff, right? But the other part that makes me happy is being productive. Like, that is actually truly one of those things that I'm like, yes, I did all this stuff today. Like, that makes me happy. I know drives other people crazy, drives the wife crazy for sure. But it really does make me happy.
I hear you. I wrote a blog on LinkedIn the other day talking about what my ideal day would look like if I didn't have to work. And it was a lot of like nature walks and yoga and like just bunch of chill things. I still think that I would have some kind of a project that I would be working on. My initial thought is that it would be some kind of a solving homelessness project. You know, that's where I think my creative space would be is in figuring out ways to help people that are, you know, that have housing problems. But that would be like an hour to an hour and a half a day. And the rest of it would just be enjoying sunshine and, you know, in just meditating and just enjoying the present moment. Like, if I didn't have to do anything, I think I could do all right with not doing much, at least for a while. You know, I don't know how long it would be before I'm like, I have to work. I don't necessarily know that I have that same energy that you do, where you always have to be creating something. I think I can just chill for much longer than you can.
I think you probably could too, but my creative is different too. So like, you know, I would go in the backyard and help dad create a garden like that. I would just do, right? Or, you know, go and pull weeds, or, you know, it's for me, it's always, I have to be doing something. And I don't know, it's like, one of the reasons for doing this whole podcast, when people ask nowadays, it's like, you know, and one of the reasons why, you know, I wear James's a wristband is because it's a reminder of like, you know, like you're
Mine's
here.
On Mando.
Yours on Mando. you're here, and then when you're gone, when you pass away, like you become a picture. And I'm like, I don't want to just. I want to have a legacy. I want to make an impact. I want, you know, everything that I do is creating something, whether it's creating a wall out of brick, or, you know, or gardening with dad and creating, you know, fruits and vegetables to grow, or creating content on a podcast, or giving advice to young entrepreneurs or experienced entrepreneurs, or connecting people, or creating content. Like, all of that is little bits and pieces of legacy that I can leave behind. So when I die, like, I don't actually die. Like, it will continue. And, you know, I might definitely die. And you do die. I can't not say that, but there'll be something that continues more than just a photo album, a picture. It's like, there's a legacy that continues, and we do that with our children, right? We kind of want that legacy to continue going forward with whatever we instilled in them and taught them, whatever our skills or our consistencies or our disciplines, we project
Marvel movies
them.
and Star Wars,
all that stuff, traditions, they all continue.
Tradition.
I just want to leave a little more, right? I want to leave a little more of an impact. I want to leave a little more of what people can find. And maybe at the end, I have that I love you 3000 hologram moment. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like,
Nice,
who knows what's out there?
Hey,
But
the future is now.
the future is now. All right, ladies and gents, check it out. That was that's our Wednesday shows. So and I forgot when we switched over to a high level booking program. I don't think I closed off my Wednesdays. So we're gonna be having guests on Wednesdays. But we want to make sure that we do a little fun stuff like this so that you guys get to know us and what we do and what we got going on a regular basis. So that we, the show hosts, kind of show up and who we are other than the guests. So if you enjoyed that, let us know. Drop comments, give us the likes, give us follows. And if you guys need help with anything that we're doing testimonial videos, we're doing custom content for you guys, and we're helping you launch podcasts. If you are in any of those spaces, you need help creating content so that you guys can stop being invisible out there, start being visible in the space that you need to be visible on. In other words, Marketing 101, get in front of people, tell them what it is you do. If you need help with that, let us know. We'd love to be here and be of service to you guys. Go to businessbros.biz. That's businessbros.biz. Look at the menu of options. And at the very least, schedule a 15-minute call with me. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's meet each other. And let's see where this relationship can go, because that's really what it's all about. All right, ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Ham, stay consistent. I know you've been drinking a lot of water, peeing like a racehorse, baby. That's what's all about.
Racing like a piss horse all day long.
Racing like a piss horse. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Thursday. SHIT. So happy it's Thursday. Peace
out.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you looking to get more clients or to increase your income? Hernan, the business bro, can help you generate referrals through the power of podcasting. And James, the insurance bro with Pipeline Insurance, can help you effectively add insurance to your existing business. If you are ready to create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow, email businessbros@csfirst.com to schedule a free consultation, or join the Business Bros Network, www.businessbros.biz.